It's the PokerNews Podcast.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 863rd episode of the PokerNews Podcast. I'm Chad Holloway at Level 9 Studio, joined by Kyna England. Mike Holtz is still out, so we got Connor Richards from Life Outside Poker. Connor, welcome back to the studio.
Good to be back. It's been a few months.
Yeah, WSOP time, I think, was the last time.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
Now it's NAPT time.
Woohoo!
It starts today. As you're watching this at Resorts World, it's going to be a fun 10 days of poker. We've been talking about it for months here on the podcast. Yeah, you're going to go play the ladies event.
I might have already won the ladies event. You know what I mean?
That's true. PokerNews is going to be there live. There's going to be live updates. So I was looking at it. We're doing live updates from 4 different events. So it's kicking off, I think, with the 550 NAPT Mystery Bounty event, which should be a lot of fun. And then there's a $25K super high roller. There's the $5,300 main event, of course, which is up from $1,650 last. I think it was $1,650 last
that's
year.
hefty though. Yeah, that's a big increase. I think.
Yeah. What do you think that's going to do for like the field?
I mean, it's going to limit the amount of times that certain players will buy in. I think you'll still see a lot of like regular Vegas players. I think you'll still see a lot of the super pros come in for it. It's just, it's going to increase the prize pool, of course, but it limits, like I said, it limits the amount of times certain people can buy in. I think.
And there's a 10K high roller kind of ending this series. So I don't know, Connor, are you live reporting or you're going to be doing some podcasting? What's the plan?
That's a good question. Probably a mix of both, like always. But last year I live reported a bunch of it. Jesse Lanis had a high roller win that I covered. That was really fun. I think Samuel Laskowitz was another high roller winner last year. So lots of good young American guys. And so I'm excited. If I'm live reporting, those will be fun to cover. Also hoping to get some podcast guests while I'm there, depending on who's in town. But yeah, it should be a fun time. I'm excited.
We got to try to get Rob Gronkowski, who's going to be playing in the big game on Life Outside Poker.
Yep,
that would be a big one.
Yeah.
That's the one we're going to get.
And Mike threatened my life, to have, if Gronkowski was going to be here on the podcast, he's like, I will murder you to get to meet him. It was weird. I was like, whoa, bro.
Where'd that come from? I didn't know he was such a Patriots fan.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Step back
we got to
a
get him in here and on Life Outside Poker.
A real quick reminder that this Monday, November 4th, is the last qualifier. It's a free qualifier at Resorts World where you go. I think if you win it or whatever, you get the chance to audition to be the next loose cannon on the big game. So that's on November 4th. The last one. Be sure to check that out. I'm pretty excited about the big game. You have Nick Wright is going to play in one of them, right? There's a big sports journalist, Rob Gronkowski, as we already mentioned. I know they're still putting together the lineups. And I don't know, I really had a fun time watching Nikki Limo and Lily Newhouse last season. I'm curious to know who's going to get in there this year.
Yeah, it'll be fun to see who's the new loose cannon.
I think, High Stakes Poker is probably my favorite show to watch in terms of edited TV, but the big game is very quickly narrowing that gap, and they've only been back for one season. So.
Yeah, I used to watch a lot of the big game back in the day. I think actually, well, it wasn't back in the day. It was more like during COVID. So I started coming back into poker in 2018, and then during COVID, I was looking for a lot of stuff to watch on YouTube, like the rest of us. I think I watched all of Brad Owen's vlogs. I watched just a bunch of old high stakes poker, and then I watched every single episode of the big game because it was just so entertaining, to see these people and how they interact with pros, and hopefully we get a different dynamic. I mean, because we had loose cannons, Nikki and Lily, that were just very friendly, very talkative. But back in the day, not all the loose cannons were like that,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, you could feel some of them were super uncomfortable. Some of them were super nitty, scared to play.
I think that's why they do this audition now, right? Because those qualifiers, I believe, just won an online thing. They didn't have to go through a process, so they weren't sifted through to find a character who would be good for the show.
Yeah.
I think they learned from that experience, and I think it's working because these new episodes were awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Gold passes. So that's going to make a difference in this NAPT, right? They didn't really have that $1,650 buy-in, $5,300 buy-in. They've been doing a lot of gold passes. We've been profiling recent winners throughout the last several weeks. We'll do it later on in this episode. One guy that I'm really excited about was somebody we drew, our gold pass winner from the podcast giveaway, Connor, and that was Luis Rivera.
Luis Rivera! Congratulations!
So we did the drawing live, which was a lot of fun here in the studio. And then I reached out to him. He's a 35-year-old from Houston, Texas.
Okay, is he excited?
He is very excited. He's, I think he's said he was married down there. He plays online. He's only ever played one live event before.
Ooh.
He had satellited into, I think he said, the Irish Poker Open. So he pretty much just grinds online. He has no Hendon Mob. So this is going to be his second live tournament experience.
Wow. Well, Louis, you should get down to the Texas Card Club and get some practice in then. Don't make it be your first fresh appearance. You know what I mean? Get in there, play some dailies or something like that, warm up a little bit.
I asked him, Connor, I said, how did you learn about our giveaway? Because for those who are watching, you probably heard it. We were promoting it, but like between Poker News Podcast and Connor's show, Life Outside Poker, and he said that he jumped on PokerNews.com to learn more about the Vertucci stuff.
Oh, and then he saw it? Okay, cool.
And then he saw like there was a banner and he's like, it can't hurt to try. And it didn't, because now he's got a 10K package. And I'm very excited. I told him, come into the studio next week if you want. I'm sure it will depend on how he's doing and whatnot. But I don't know, like there's something personal about it, right? Like he's our horse now, Connor.
Yeah, I'm rooting for him.
You're gonna, and like maybe, I don't know if he's a Life Outside Poker, like sit down with you, but that could be kind of cool too.
No, for sure. I will definitely want to talk to him, at least for an article, because I'm already super excited. This is the first giveaway I've been a part of, and like you said, he's our horse now. So congrats and good luck.
Yeah, he's got a YouTube channel that he said is a comedy-centric YouTube channel called Mixed Nuts. So I haven't checked it out yet, but I definitely will. I had him send in a little video so you can get a little taste of what his personality is like. Check it out.
Hi there, guys. My name is Luis Rivera. I'm a business analyst professional, currently in between jobs. And I'm happily married to my wife, Danielle, of 11 years. As I joke with my wife, poker is my one true love, which she doesn't find very funny, but I do. I've been playing since I was 17 years old, right before Black Friday hit. And my love for the game has just grown ever since. I think it's amazing that you guys are offering this opportunity for, average Joes like myself to get in there and scrap with the big dogs. I'm so excited to meet all the new faces. Excited to meet you guys in a few weeks or so. And yeah, let's try and crush this thing.
All right, we can't wait to see Luis Rivera here in Las Vegas. He's going to join a bunch of other Gold Pass winners. We've been doing this for weeks. We've compiled this video of, come on down to the NAPT. Check out some of these recent Gold Pass winners.
Everybody, welcome. This is Steve Maddison. Steve won an NAPT Gold Pass at the CNE Second Chance Free Roll. Welcome, Steve.
Thank you. Good to be here.
What was it like to win the NAPT Gold Pass at the CNE?
Well, it was great. It was. I wasn't really expecting it. I was just hoping to win like a $10 pass there, and I just had some good cards and made some good folds and good bets, and managed to pull it off. Really wasn't expecting it, but pretty happy that I did.
I just wanted to kind of know your backstory in poker. What has poker meant to you in your life, and kind of how it got you to this point?
I used to play golf a lot back in the early 2000s. I was an avid golfer, and I ended up getting married later in my life, and started a family. So golf kind of took a back seat because of, with family and all, and found poker as a nice substitute for my off time sort of deal. So I started playing just play chips in 2005, and just really learned a lot from that, and watched a lot on TV, and I didn't start playing for real money until 2019, and it was a learning curve then, because it's a lot different playing for real money than it is play chips. But spent a year or two, learning more, and before I started getting profitable. And now I play pretty well every day, and just low stakes stuff, $1, $2 games, $3 games, and managed to keep my head above water and just be a profitable player and really enjoy it. So
yes. I definitely have to ask, is this going to be the biggest buy-in you've ever played in your poker life?
Absolutely, yeah.
That's really exciting to be able to play essentially your free rolled into such a big tournament, such a big buy-in. And there's ever a time to get a good string of cards, play your A game, it's going to be this one.
Yeah, I hope to last for a little bit there and just really just enjoy it. So it's the whole experience is going to be the award for me. So that's what I won really, is the experience. So, if I end up winning any money, that'll be just the cherry on top. So, well, it's going to be the opportunity of a lifetime for me, to get down there and meet all these people that I've watched on TV all these years, and all the streamers that I've been following as well. It's going to be it's sort of like a Hollywood moment for me, really. It's I've been following poker for so many years, and it's going to be great just to be right in the mix of it. So I want to thank them very much for the opportunity to do this, and I think it's great that they're giving all kinds of people the chance to experience this sort of poker at this high level. I certainly wouldn't have been able to do this any other way. I would never be able to go there and spend this kind of money, myself to try it. So it's a great opportunity, and I hope they keep giving other people the opportunity as well. So.
All right, congratulations to all the Gold Pass winners. We will see you at Resorts World. Speaking of, that's where we had our meetup game a few weeks back, Connor. You had a good time, but you were the only one who had to fire 2 bullets.
I'm still honestly upset about that. And okay, I actually play that Resorts World nightly quite a bit.
Oh, really?
At least recently, I've been trying to play like a couple times a week. Haven't cashed it yet, which is pretty pathetic because it normally gets like 25 to 30 players. But so yeah, I feel like this was a cooler. It was I rivered the nut flush, and the nut flush also paired the board and gave my opponent Connor Woodland, who was right next to me and ended up winning it, gave him a full house. So
Connor on Connor violence.
Yeah, and I probably shouldn't have bet the river, and then when he went all in, I even probably could have found a fold, but got back in on a second bullet. But I will say, playing with people like, I wasn't at the table with either of you, but playing with people like Christina Gollins, Poker Shark, I've played with her once at Orleans, but it was just fun to play with, really high level players, and she put me in a tough spot, and it was probably the toughest field I've played in, but I had a lot of fun and hopefully learned a thing or two.
It's awesome.
And Resorts World is fun. Like, I know you like South Point a lot because that's near where you live, right?
Yeah, I go to Resorts World pretty frequently too, because I don't know if people that aren't familiar with Vegas, it is on the Strip, but it's very easy to access, like, from not going on the Strip. Like, you can get in the back way and like in and out really easily. You don't have to like fight the Strip traffic. And it's just a very pretty casino too. Yeah. Like they did a lot of improvements. I go in there, I see them constantly improving stuff. They're always changing that food court. If you do come in for the NAPT, you got to try the food court.
That's what I was just about to say.
It's so great. And they're always changing the shops too. So like there's probably a whole bunch of different stuff there now than there was there last year. And then their restaurants are really nice too. They're not the cheapest, but like, take yourself out to a bougie dinner, go to the sushi place, go to the steakhouse. It's great. You'll love it.
I was going to shout out, there's like a little taco stand there that has the best Mexican corn I've ever had. Like, it is my go-to every day during the NAPT. I will be placing an order there. Definitely check out the food options. That food court is amazing. Let me thank our sponsor, and that is the WSOP #1 free-to-play poker app. Connor and I, like daily blitzing, man. We go back and forth on that. It's been a lot of fun. If you want to play, you can download it now. Free app, absolutely free. You can play the daily blitz on there. I'm always getting on. There's video poker with Wild and just, amassing chips. You can play PLO. You can play No Limit Hold'em. Use bonus code PokerNews. You can get 1 million in chips. As I've mentioned, and we've seen in the recent weeks, I do a little series called Replay, where we take a famous WSOP hand and view it through the filter of the WSOP free-to-play app. Check out this week's hand. All right, this hand comes from the 2024 World Series of Poker main event. It's deep. It's level 22 with the blinds at 15K, 30K, 30K. That is when Taylor von Kriegenberg opens for $65,000 from middle position before Cameron Mixon makes it $175,000 to go from the button. Greg Fournier then moves all in for around $900K from the big blind, prompting von Kriegenberg to rejam for $1.3 million, and Mixon snap calls. You guessed it, this is a big one. Aces versus kings versus queens. Fournier has the queens, von Kriegenberg the kings, and Mixon, the covering stack, is out ahead with the aces. There's not going to be a bad beat here, folks. This is going to run out clean. Jack, 6, 6, 5, deuce. The aces hold up, and Mixon scores a double knockout. He goes on to finish the main event in 72nd place for $120,000. That is your hand of the week. All right, let's talk a little more NAPT and the ladies event, Kyna. That is, you're the defending champ. It's coming back on November 5th, but this time it has a $30,000 guarantee on it. It's a $330 event. I mean, it's going to be bigger than last year, right?
I mean, I hope so. It is on election day, though, which is funny. I've not made a very un-PC joke about this is how they keep the ladies from their right to vote. But, we'll all still get our votes in before then. And, I think hopefully it will be a good turnout, even though it's on a Tuesday. I'm not going to go to work that day. I'm going to go play the ladies event, and it's very exciting. I think having it early in the series is nice, too. It doesn't overlap anything major. So, if you're late, ready to grind, come on out there, let's play. A little cheaper than last year. Last year's was $360. Oh, was it? Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
$330. That's a nice little discount.
And it had 94 runners last year. I mean, it's got to get more than that this year, or there's going to be an overlay. So that's good too. Is it the same structure too? Because it was actually quite a nice structure. Like for a ladies event, you had lots of time to play. It says 30-minute levels and 30,000 starting stacks. So that sounds pretty decent. It was like, I remember we went into the day 2 and we weren't even in the money, and it took like 2 hours to play into the day 2 to even be into the money. And so it was like, it's tedious. It takes a long time, but it's sometimes nice to really get in there and have a lot of playability in those kind of events that sometimes are just very turbo-y, I didn't know this until I'm looking at the recap that you defeated Lindsay Clute, who in Heads Up Play, and she's co-hosted on the show before. Yes, my homie. And it was funny because we were both driving in the morning on the day 2, and I was like, all right, like heads up, let's go. And she's like, yep, here we go. And we weren't at the same table all day until the final table. And she was like second in chips. I was like chip leader. And then when we finally did, get heads up, or it was like 3-handed, we had a lot of chip shuffling going on, and I got it done. But my homie, I'm glad, we took a good share of the prize pool. We celebrated. It's fun to share a win with your really good friend like that. Well, season 2 of the Big Game is coming back, as we mentioned earlier, and Rob Gronkowski's playing Connor. Nick Wright is playing. These are the kind of 2 big celebrities. How do you think, Gronk, you don't associate him with poker, Wait, he's going to play the Big Game? Yes. No, stop. He's playing the Big Game. Oh my God, I'm going to go watch that. He's a FanDuel ambassador, but he's a newcomer to poker, right? He's a 4-time NFL Super Bowl winning champ, I think 3 with the New England Patriots, 1 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's done great in building his brand. And here he is, because FanDuel is aligned with PokerStars through Flutter, they're like, let's get this big celebrity in there. I don't know. I'm a Miami Dolphins fan, obviously, so I didn't necessarily like what Gronk did with the Patriots and running over our division. But it would be cool to meet Gronk, or at least just watch him play poker and see how he does. I don't know. Are you excited about this, Connor? This is the interview you got to get. Yeah, I mean, I have to say, when something like this happens, it just... all that's going through my mind is, excellent podcast opportunity. Wouldn't it be cool to talk to them? So open invitation, Gronk. I would love to have you on my podcast. Good luck in the Big Game. I hope you crush it. Nick Wright, I would love to talk to you as well. See, I think Nick Wright will do it. I've got a decent enough relationship with him, and I think if it fits his schedule, he'd be happy to do it. I think Gronk will be a little harder to get, but who knows? That might get a big audience too. Because are they going to do the Big Game? I wonder, they did it last year, right in the middle of the tournament space. Yeah, I mean, people might want to stand around and watch that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I would assume so. I know it's going to be so that the NAPT isn't in the same area as it was, because it was a little condensed. If you remember, still was a pretty good area. Yeah, I liked it, but it's going to be in a massive ballroom this year, so it's going to be even bigger. I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard nothing but good things. So we'll definitely have to check it out. And in next episode, maybe there's going to be lots of NAPT pictures and stuff by then. So you guys will all be able to see it. And of course, you can tune in to PokerNews.com for live updates, pictures, social media, video, all of that. Let's talk real quick. Last thing, Mixed Game Festival 9. Our good friend Robbie Straczynski at CardPlayer Lifestyle is working with PokerStars, working with Resorts World, coming back to host this. We got to play Connor in the last one or two, and it's a lot of fun. We can't play this one though because we're working. It sucks.
Huge bummer. I was super upset to hear that because I play this, I think, pretty much every time it comes to Vegas. So I've played at least the last 3. It's normally at Resorts World. The one this summer was at Bellagio. Me and a few PokerNews people, our colleague Callum, we went over there, played with Robbie. It was a great time. That was one of my first times playing at Bellagio, but it was cool to hear it's going to be back at Resorts World because like we were talking about, that's such a fun room. Pretty bummed we can't play in it, but always happy to support it and promote it however we can. And yeah, if you're going to be in Vegas, definitely go to that. It's a fun opportunity. Maybe you'll get to play with someone like Ellie Alezra.
Ooh.
So get there.
What's your favorite mixed game?
I'm going to go for me while you think about it real quick. I think it's called Super Raz or something, or you need a qualifier.
Oh.
So it's Raz, but you need a face card
and
in order to
that's like
qualify.
an actual game that they play? Oh, wow. So they're just making shit up over there.
There's like 40 different games. There's actually a better one I like. I think it's called 49 or something.
Oh, that one's really fun.
Yeah, where you draw... tens are worth a 10. 10s are the best card. And the best hand would be 4 10s and a 9 because it adds to 49.
Adds to 49. Okay.
And I think face cards are a 0 or a 1.
Face card like monkey, like baccarat. Okay.
Yeah. So
all right. So
that
they're
was a lot
just
of
making
fun.
shit up over there then.
More or less, yeah.
Yeah, so my favorite game, I think it's called Wipeout. Maybe I've heard it called Squid Game, but basically it's Hold'em and then 3 boards.
Oh.
3 turns, 3 rivers, and then whichever board is the lowest river, that board gets wiped out.
Oh, wow.
If it's like a 2-way tie, then 2 boards get wiped. And if they're all the same card, then all 3 boards get wiped and the pot goes to the dealer. So it's a fun game with like a free roll to the dealer.
So like if the river's a 2 on all of them, just like all wiped.
I think even if it's like ace, 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 I think even it still gets wiped because there has to be like a lowest board. So that's a fun one. I've never seen a board get wiped, but who knows? Maybe
that's spicy.
Happen.
I've never played that game or seen it. That does sound like a lot of fun. So the Mixed Game Festival, November 3rd through the 7th, and then the 7th through the 9th, the Mixed Game Festival is partnering with NAPT for 3 mixed game tournaments that are going to take place. I believe there is a $550 Heroes event, a $550 8-game event, and a $5,300 8-game event. So that's where we probably see Ellie Alezra and some of those guys.
It's like the real games,
Like
not the let's make shit up and play for money.
Right.
I actually did a game night a couple times at Jared and Melissa Smith's house, and they literally, that's the theme of their game night. It's like, let's make shit up and play it for money, and it's literally all, they'll explain the game. I'm like, all right. And they're like good games too that they came up with. And that Wipeout one sounds really fun. Yeah. We'll have to play that, you guys.
Well, I want to talk about a fun thing that we did on October 12th, Connor. It was something that you brought to my attention and really worked on. And it was this poker run in association with Pawn Stars, the TV show, the Gold and Silver Pawn Shop here on the Las Vegas Strip. Tell the listeners a little bit about, how you learned about this and what it is.
So this really was kind of random and out of the blue. I had just been kind of researching, hearing about like motorcycle stuff, and I saw that one of the rallies that they go on are called poker runs, and I'm like, oh, okay, here's a poker angle. What's this about? And it turns out these are really popular things. You were saying they're really big in the Midwest, but they're basically motorcycle rallies where riders will go to different checkpoints and they'll draw a face card, and then they'll go to 5 checkpoints, make the best 5-card hand. Whoever has the best hand wins. And so then I started thinking like, oh, maybe there's one of those in Las Vegas. Turned out that the Pawn Stars 10th anniversary one was happening like the next week. And so I reached out to the foundation and said we'd be interested in covering it. And sure enough, they were happy to have us. Chad, you and I got to go, and it was really a lot of fun. It was something different. And honestly, like, this is what I love about reporting or doing journalism or whatever, is just finding these niche little things and, stuff going on in the community. And yeah, I never thought I'd participate. I've never ridden a motorcycle really in my life, and
we didn't.
Did you?
No, we didn't.
That was literally going to be my question. Like, did you guys ride some hogs?
We rode in Connor's Hyundai.
Who was I talking to? Someone was saying that we should have just rented some from Harley Davidson, like rent a trike or something.
Or show up in like a scooter.
We thought about that as well, but Yeah, Chad, that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. And we got to see all sorts of old parts of Vegas. We got to go to the Pioneer Saloon down in Good Springs.
So that was my favorite part. I don't know if you've ever been. It's a little town called Good Springs. It's not even a town. Like, it's a couple buildings. It's like 40 minutes south of Vegas and about 15 minutes off the interstate. And there's a saloon there, the Pioneer Saloon. It's established in 1913. And it was just this awesome atmosphere. And I'm like, I got to have a drink here. I got to have a whiskey at the Pioneer Saloon. It's the sort of place where, like, next time my friends come into town, I'm going to be like, forget going to the Strip. Let me take you somewhere that's pretty
cool.
unique.
40 minutes, though? It was a hike. That's a hike.
Yeah, but if you go, you make a day of it. You go down to, what's out there? Prim. You can go down to Prim, go over the state line and buy yourself a lottery ticket.
Lottery tickets, yeah. So when I think of Prim, I think of lottery tickets.
There was a kind of a sad story that we learned of during the poker run, but it was the sort of story where we're like, you got to get it. Like, and you did, Connor. So tell the listeners a little bit about the story with Tina and Jim Weger.
Yeah, it was really sad, but also turned into kind of a really heartfelt and special thing because there was a biker named Jim Weger who participates in this every year. He's done it like the last 4 or 5 years with a group of Las Vegas friends. And he was actually in a motorcycle accident in a town south of here the night before the poker run. And so he was already registered for it. He was planning on riding it with his friends. And then he's killed in a motorcycle accident that night. And his friends, they were all planning on doing the run. They spent the whole night, figuring out his funeral arrangements, talking to the morgue, talking to his family members. But then they decided that they still wanted to do the run kind of in his honor because, he would have wanted them to. He would have wanted to be there. He had planned to be there. So this group of friends, they all did the motorcycle run, and they did it in honor of their friend who was supposed to be there but had died, 12 or so hours before. So it was really sad, but also, it ended up being a really positive thing and probably a very cathartic experience for all of them. And it was special for me to write about. So, yeah.
Yeah, that article is up on Poker News right now. I'm going to link to it in the show notes. Just type in Las Vegas bikers into the search engine and it will come up. It was a special day. Like, I wasn't expecting much. It was just, kind of one of those things like, you go to a charity event and you do your thing. This one ended up being so much more than I thought. Rick Harrison from Pawn Stars was there. I think there was 150 bikers or more. Just hearing the engines rev and stuff, I don't know, it was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Let's also shout out the Hundley Foundation, who they raised money for. It's an organization. Brett Hundley, former NFL quarterback, he runs it. It's here in Nevada, and they raise money for families affected by epilepsy. Yeah.
Good cause. They've done some charity series of poker stuff with Matt Stout. So I want to talk about something you guys probably didn't know because you were both in the tournament when we did our meetup game in the middle of October. So I was lounging about, waiting, and I said, "What's going on in that side room?" They were filming something over there, right? And they said, "Oh, that's this show, Absolute Nuts," right? They're filming. And I'm like, okay, I kind of heard about it, but I'm not too overly familiar with it. They're big on YouTube. They look like they were having such fun in there. Frankie, who's filled in on the podcast, he from Next Gen Poker, he went in there and he was playing, and it just you've seen the regular tables, cash game tables, and like everyone's just miserable, grinding away, and then you see this one and everybody's having fun.
Yeah.
You know what it is? Like,
I do.
Nuts?
Yeah, I've seen them over there before. They always seem to have a good time. I always kind of go over there and like cheers with them. They're playing a little higher than I would play, but they do some fun stuff, which I'll let you go ahead.
Yeah, well, the thing that they did, like, hey, you want to do $100 flip? And I didn't rebuy in the meetup game, so I'm like, okay, I did have another bullet, so I can spend $100 on this. So I went in there and put up $100 along with 8 other people and just did a fun flip, and they were recording it. And I said, you know what? Can you get me that clip, and I'll show it on the Poker News podcast. So check it out.
Up against Tom. Poker News in the house. What's up? How's it going?
So he's one of the biggest YouTubers in the Spanish, but nobody like in like 60. Jake.
How you doing, bro? Jake Poker Vegas.
Jake Poker Vegas. Chad.
Poker News in the house. Everyone say hi to Poker News.
Jonathan, he's a doctor.
Hello.
Megan Cito is the star of the show. Nice to meet you.
We're even. Thanks, Tina. And Tom takes it down. All right, we're gonna do a $100 flip here.
Somehow, he brought the problem that this camera can look and pick up the card. So, yeah. Okay, $100 flip.
This is a super high cost production quality here.
Whatever you want to be.
$100 flip. Carlos, where's Carlos?
And if you want to say something to the camera.
Poker News in the house. He was here for one of the tournaments, I think.
Yeah, of course.
Where are you putting?
One flip. So a chat.
Where's
for
Carlos?
Poker News. Check out Poker News.
David, where's Carlos?
Carlos, deja de hablar tonterías. ¿Dónde vas a estar, güey?
Please. We already agreed. To my left.
50?
100.
Where's he going to be?
For what?
Carlos, where are you going to be?
To my left.
Here? Carlos is going to be here.
Wait, Klaus, hold on. Have I put my 100? I don't think so.
I put it.
I put mine.
Sorry, guys, you put it for me?
Yeah, I did.
Are you
I
sure?
have
1,
2, 4, 7, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8.
9.
Wait, 1,
9.
9.
So we're dealing in Carlos basically a first and
So deal Carlos in right there.
first one?
Yeah, Carlos is the first one.
Wait, no, we don't look at.
Well, if Chad wins, I'm okay with it.
I'd be okay with it too.
So, Poker News is in the house. They have a
Where's my
tournament
hand?
outside.
On me?
It will be.
Almost. So run it out, river face down.
Nobody looks. This is normal for us. Yeah. Hey, side bet.
Side bet.
Side bet.
Dave has a side bet, and I have a
bet.
side bet with Megan. All right, Carlos, you're first. Give him a king.
I have
Carlos.
a diamond.
Ace of diamonds. That's not bad.
Yeah, we got it. Because you have a pair.
Give him a
I have
5.
Everybody en la casa, tío.
5
Rey,
of hearts.
Rey, tío. Conmigo, rey.
I show with 10.
10 of clubs. That's not that
I need
bad.
Not that bad. I need a queen.
Has a 7 of clubs. That's not very good.
That's
Deuce
good.
of spades.
Let's
Deuce of hearts. Blocking each other.
That's good. A flip.
9. Yes. I hit a pair.
When you have my
position.
Yeah.
I told you, I win every time.
Oh, wow.
Spades.
9 of diamonds. Oh, blocking me.
King.
King.
You're a king.
King.
Megan, why are you going before?
Hold.
What?
Why are you going before?
Hold.
He already started touching the cards.
Megan. Hold.
Megan has ace king, has top pair, is ahead right now.
I need what?
David has pocket tens.
Yes, I'm beating Jonathan.
Oh my God, pocket sevens.
You got it locked down.
We got it.
6 deuce, ace deuce. I got a 9. I got a 9, guys. Sorry, 9.
Deuce.
Klaus,
Four.
A king, I don't know what the fuck.
I need a queen.
What I need?
Ace.
Ace.
Oh my
I need a
God.
queen. Shut up.
There's
I need
1
a
3
queen.
and 2
Wait,
nines.
wait.
1 3 and 2
Sounds like an
nines.
ace or a
1 3 and 1
Queen,
9. Oh my
queen,
goodness.
Queen.
Ace.
Ace. Yay. Check out bitches.
No flush?
Thank you.
No.
Oh my
Oh, I
God.
beat
The
you.
superior
Thank
poker
you.
player won the hand.
I beat you.
Lost to
And I
David.
got, yes, bitches.
Let's go.
Yes,
Lost
bitches.
to Megan.
I spent 5%. Oh, shit.
What is this?
All right.
Bro, I'm going to take your hand.
Here, you gave me.
Yeah, we get comps.
You gave me a discount last night.
Oh.
No, you get discount.
Thank you.
Wait, no, I keep buying.
So there you see it. Like I had a fun. I didn't win. I had pocket sevens though.
Oh, it's a good start,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually went to Resorts World for our friend Jamie Kerstetter, who's been on the podcast before. Everybody knows Jamie Kerstetter. Come on. We went there for her birthday, and they asked her to do that flip, too. And she did it, and she actually ended up winning it on her birthday. So that was great. So they're great sports. They're great people. So go check them out, too, if you're ever over there.
Well, speaking of great people, I want to give a shout out to our friends over in Norway. Connor, you actually wrote this one. The 2024 Norwegian Poker Championship took place recently. Nearly 4,000 participants and 10 new national champions were crowned. You wrote the recap on this one. I seen a guy I know you have familiar with on the EPT, Kyna Mokri.
Yeah, I think it's Mokri.
Oh, butchering names. I was going to say, no way can that be right.
Hey, that's a hard one, but I do think it's Mokri. And why I would know that is I interviewed him for the audio version of the PokerNews podcast. It's back in February 2023. I think it was on my birthday, but I interviewed him at EPT Paris, which was really cool because he was fresh off of a run 2 months earlier in the Bahamas. He pulled like 300K worth of bounties or something like that. I think he pulled 200Ks. So just a lot of fun stuff to talk about, but also, since then he's really gone on a tear. He won, I think, 100K high roller in Barcelona in 2023, and then he won the same one this year. So he went back to back in that. So I also, along with that interview, I did a profile on him. So you guys should check that out on Poker News. But Yeah, that looked like a really fun series in Norway. One thing cool they had there, it looked like, was an under 25 tournament, which I know some people have talked about as something organizers can do to get young people in the game, and kind of the opposite of a seniors tournament. So sounds like that was an exciting event and a successful one. And yeah, looks like fun over there in Norway.
It's fun for you when you're close to that age, where I'm closer to playing seniors events.
We're closer to the seniors event.
I cannot play the 25 or younger event.
The main event over there was won by the Bjorn Monstad. I might have got that one. I don't know, but he took that one down. You can see a list of winners here. It just looks like it was a fun series. And, if you guys over there in Norway ever want to have the Poker News podcast over, kind of, maybe we go do some episodes.
Yes.
Right?
Let us know. We will be on our way.
All right. Well, congratulations, guys. A lot of fun. That's going to do it for this episode. We're going to go have a lot of fun at the NAPT. Woo. So it kicks off today, as we said. The next episode is going to be on November 8th, and that's going to be towards the end of it. So we're going to have a lot more updates on what is happening. We're going to have some winners. We're going to have a ladies event winner. Maybe you defend the title. We're going to have Luis Rivera. We're at least going to catch up with him, maybe have him in studio. He's our Gold Pass winner. I'm very excited about it. You guys are both going to be there. We'll take some pictures, do some social media and all that.
Yeah, come say hi to us.
All right. Well, until then, we'll keep a seat open for you.